Today on Sugar Spun Run, I'll be showing you how to make icebox cookies. Hey Sugar Spun Bakers, Sam here, and today I have an easy old-fashioned recipe to share with you. This is a recipe I've been making for years and years. I used to make it with my mom all the time when I was a little kid. These are easy icebox or refrigerator cookies, so I'm really excited to share this one with you. Now, the first thing you're going to need to get started is 1 cup or 2 sticks of softened unsalted butter. We're going to add these to a large mixing bowl. So as the name suggests, icebox cookies are going to need to be made in advance because they're going to have to spend some time in the fridge. These cookies are going to need to be refrigerated for at least 4 hours. Once you've added your butter, we can go ahead and add our sugar. This recipe uses just granulated sugar. You'll need 1.5 cups. We'll use an electric mixer to beat together the sugar and the butter until it is well combined and creamy. Next, we'll add 1 large egg and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and we'll stir everything together again until it's completely combined. All right, now you're going to need a separate bowl for your dry ingredients. You will need 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour for this recipe. We'll add 1 teaspoon of baking powder and 3/4 teaspoon of salt. Now whisk everything together until your dry ingredients are well combined. Now we'll stir these dry ingredients into our butter mixture until everything is completely combined. And unlike many of my cookie recipes, I just like to add all of the flour at once with this one. So when I was a kid and made these cookies, we always used to just make them plain. We wouldn't add anything to them, we'd roll them up and be done with them. Now, these days I like to dress them up a little bit. I like to add either finely chopped chocolate, or today I'm going to be adding some sprinkles. I'm just going to fold these in with a spatula rather than use my mixer at this point. So once you have everything nicely combined, you're going to want to roll this dough into logs. I usually roll it into 2 or 3. Now, because the dough is a little sticky at this point, I will usually lightly dust my hands with just a little bit of flour. It just makes it easier to shape the dough. And I'll take a portion of it and shape it into a log. If it's too sticky, I'll just dust my hands with a little bit more flour. Now it doesn't really matter how long you make each log, you just want to make it about 1.5 to 2 inches in diameter. So once you've rolled it up nicely, you'll want to take a piece of plastic wrap and just tightly cover it. And we'll repeat with the remaining dough. Now because the dough is so soft, it can have a tendency to get a flat edge when it sits in the refrigerator. So just to help keep it nice and round, I like to take a clean towel and I'll just set the dough logs on that. The bottoms will still flatten a little bit, just not nearly as much as if you were to put them right on your refrigerator shelf. Now these are going to need to chill in the refrigerator for at least 4 hours, preferably overnight, and I do have a log waiting for me that I prepped last night for you guys. So when your cookie dough has chilled and you're about ready to begin baking, you're going to want to preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. My oven is preheated, so we can go ahead and start slicing our cookies. The ends aren't usually super uniform, so I'll usually cut off the end. And then I'll cut my slices to be about 1/4 inch in thickness. And you'll want to make sure that you use a sharp knife for this. I'll just transfer these cookie slices to a parchment paper lined baking sheet. I'm going to space them about at least 2 inches apart because they are going to spread some in the oven. And if you do not have parchment paper, you would just bake these directly on an ungreased baking sheet. Now we'll bake these in our 375 degrees Fahrenheit preheated oven for about 10 to 12 minutes. When they're finished baking, the cookies will be a nice light golden brown color around the edges. You'll want to let these cookies cool completely on the baking sheet, and then once they're finished cooling, you can go ahead and dig in. And that is how easy it is to make these icebox cookies. They're great for making in advance, keeping in your fridge. Just slice them up and bake them whenever you have a cookie craving. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe, and if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I always love hearing from you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.